Hello everyone, and this is Christina Wallace here, and today I've decided to rehouse my veners and cutters from this dull looking box on the right to the very pretty rainbowy box on the left that I got from Hobbycraft, and it's amazing. I mean, just look at it. Who wouldn't absolutely love it? But this box on the right, where I'm keeping my veners and cutters currently, or most of them anyway, it's actually very inconvenient to use, as well as you can imagine, because I just dig it all out and then put it all in, and it's all in a bit of a mess, and I can never find anything. So I really don't know why I've put up with it for so long. It seemed to be no time, but anyway. Okay, the first to come out is Individual Succulent Cutter by Sugarart Studio. I've never used it, and probably I never will, so it's gonna go in archive. I just not bonded with it. And this one is a bag for my peonies, and I love peonies, so it's loads of different cutters. This one to come out is my favorite because it's just wonderful, a subtle texture to it. I use it on many of my flowers. By the way, you people, just ask me questions if you want to know where any of these cutters came. I remember most of it, but just probably not offhand. This is Sugarart Studios one. The little one was a cheap venus, readily available in UK, for example. So yeah, do ask me questions. I remember or can find out source for most of them, so I can advise you, or just if someone asks and you know where they came from, because I'm sure loads of them are recognizable, do let me know. I mean, this big leaf cutter is very cheap. It's I bought it on eBay. It breaks easily, as you could see, but yeah, it's perfectly fine to use. Here, little scabious cutter wandered in somehow. I need to remember not to lose it and put it somewhere suitable. So now this one is a plastic cutter. I bought it on at Cake International recently, and it seems fine. I bought it for Veena, actually, not for cutter. Now I'm going to compare it to FMM's one, because their cutters are amazing and so thin at the cutting side. So yeah, I could already, I don't know if camera picks up on it, but yeah, I could already see that this one, the big one, is nowhere near as thin to cut. So although I do like plastic cutters, yeah, definitely FMM always wins when it comes to plastic. So these two pieces is something that I've made or adapted to make that little bushy middle of peony. Those parts, those cuts are very hard to find, so this is kind of my way of doing it. So I'm keeping my plastic cutters somewhere else, but these are my foliage cutters, so I decided to keep them here. And I haven't used some of them, like this I'd love to use, and so I would love to use the grape cutters, but I don't have any veners for them at the moment. So the usual problem of having mismatched cutters and veners, it's not a good idea most of the time, because it just makes life a lot more difficult than it should. So if you're serious about making flowers, I couldn't recommend enough buying a matching pair straight off. It will save you money in the long run. So these veners are quite interesting. It was an impulse buy from a Russian site, and I'm not mad on the quality, but I do love the texture and I do love the shape. So those two I've actually used quite a lot. Not this one though. So I just kind of bought loads of them, and there's no cutters for them, so you have to kind of adapt as well, which has not been a problem because I've mostly used them for texture, and I do like that texture. I just wish it was bigger. Now this pink Veena, rose Veena coming up, is the one I picked up on eBay very cheaply, and I've used it for a long time. It's actually quite a good cheap Veena to use. I don't anymore because it has its own problems, but I would recommend it as a beginner's Veena, definitely. Now these are very nice. See, very static, need to wipe them, but they are beautiful little delicate Venas for petals of a very delicate flower. So I think I might make one soon for a tutorial. Look out for it. Now this one, the multi-purpose Veena, I had such high hopes for it because I thought I needed it, but actually I've not used it once, and it was about a tenner, so what a waste of money. But I just now I think it looks a bit artificial. And this is another one that's not much of a hit, the Italics from Sugarart Studio. I just think it looks it's unnecessary. They're so easy to make beautiful and original, these rose calyxes. So yeah, this one I like. The vein is not very well pronounced, but you wouldn't be able to kind of pick it up on the camera. But I found in general that with veners, the more pronounced they are, even if it looks really, really almost too pronounced and too sharp to be lifelike, it actually works. Like this one is amazing, Sugarart Studio again. I've mentioned it on one of my other videos, review videos. Yeah, very good rose Veena. And this one is by a Veena designer from Netherlands that I can't pronounce his name. I used it, wasn't 100% happy with it, thinking, well, it doesn't actually have enough veins for the price. Not something I could see on the picture when I was buying it. Not at all bad for shaping, no. So yeah, I'm going to link up a tutorial to this flower here I made. But yeah, this one is beautiful. I've not used it yet, but it's if you touch it, and they really, really are veiny. So I picked them up on Cake International recently, and I can't wait to try them. They have loads of silicone in it, and they won't even fit in those little drawers that I've obtained and are showing off. But yeah, this looks so promising. I'm a little bit scared to actually use it because I've never done bearded iris or any other iris, so look out for that as soon as I pluck up enough courage. If you're new to my channel and made it this far, please make sure you subscribe. It really helps. And thank you for popping in, those of you who are not new but are my loyal, lovely audience. So this one is Robert Hines Veena. Of course, brilliant, he might do a cutter, but I haven't bought it, decided to just swing it and freehand it. Will I ever learn? I would probably regret. But a lovely Veena, and I can't wait to use it. Now, these are more veners and cutters for small flowers, the Cosmos flowers. I wanted to actually try to find a different, slightly different look for it, so I don't know how much use I'd be getting out of those. Yay, another super favorite. This pink one is brilliant. And then comes the Dusty Miller, another one that I never use. So God knows what I'm going to do with it. It's another fake looking veiner that's done a brilliant job on veining my iris, and I highly recommend it. So just don't know, what veiners do you buy for them to be worth the money? Cheap ones work beautifully, expensive ones don't, and the other way around, and what have you. So yeah, there doesn't seem to be a hard and fast rule really. Now this plant looks really interesting. I am definitely 100% making a tutorial on this, and this is another one. This blue one didn't work for me at all. Just fake looking, that doesn't work, and this pink one didn't work, and these are just some of my own ones. Some of them are great, some of them are not so great, but you know, they're flexible enough for just DIY ones. And yeah, here come the orchids. They from Squire's Kitchen, and the main petals are very nice, but this accessory petals, little ones, some of them are good and some of them are not so great. Now this all-in-one apple bloom cutter is just, I was so keen on it, but I think at the time of buying it I was trying to make my life easier when making flowers, but now I have evolved into making my life much more difficult by using single cutters and single petals and so forth, so whatever that means. But yeah, this is a dahlia box, and it's gonna grow because I love dahlias at the moment, and I think forever. And this is a very good quality set for tulip. I keep meaning to make it, and for what's the company called? I think I'm gonna show the label in a minute as far as I can remember. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, their cutters and their sets are very expensive. They've been around for ages, and I think they are quite good. They might get taken over by some competitor at some point, but I don't know. They were, when I first started on caking, they were to go to cutters and veners, and I think at the time I wasn't into flowers, and I just thought, God, fancy paying £20 for some veiner and a cutter. I just didn't get it. and look at me now. I'll probably pay more if for the right piece of kit, right? So yeah, this is another one from Sugarart Studio, and I am going to dedicate a whole box to it because it's a dahlia overspill, and I'm sure it will get filled out. And yeah, I'm going to give it another go making things out of it now that I'm using so much cold porcelain, because it wasn't really worth it using it with sugar. I mean, you could make something, but then it would just kind of fall apart and break. But with cold porcelain, my new friend, I might just try it. Here's another orchid. I think I bought the cutters separately, and I think they fitted with the orchids really, really well, which is quite unusual. So I don't know. I am actually gonna make more videos on cold porcelain and maybe deco clay very, very soon, and some other things to do with cold porcelain alone, to do with clay alone soon, because I get loads and loads of people asking me for it on Facebook and Instagram and so on, and I'm noticing, maybe I'm just meeting these people who are into it, but I'm noticing a lot more people are doing it than even like a year ago. I don't know, so I think I'm very, very pleased about that, and I really want to encourage it because I think it's just such a beautiful art. The art of flowers, for I mean, they deserve being made for their own sake, not for cakes or anything. I'm sorry, I really don't mean to upset all the cakers out there, but I do think that, you know, anyway. I see my video has moved on without me, and it's just a recoup of my veners already packed and sorted. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again next week on Tuesday with Tip Tuesday, and then with a tutorial again. Have a lovely week.